Not long ago, I had the opportunity to sit down with a futurist and have a very intellectual discussion. And when I say futurist, I'm not talking about fortune tellers like we have lined up out here on State Route 41, where you can pop in midnight and for a small sum hear all about your future. But indeed, I sat down with a gentleman and he definitely expanded my horizons a bit when we talked about how the latest generation of people being born in the world have and will have no sense of place. Technology has transformed the world that they will be growing up in. And for many of us here, we lived in many locations and already starting to see that. But the latest generation of this world's population will have lost a sense of place because of technology. The homogenization of how they act, what they say, the languages they speak, the food they eat, the cultural attributes that they take on for themselves have really begun to change. We've spent the last day and a half taking a tour of the world with all of our speakers and how wonderful that's been, and the videos this morning were just fantastic. But our next speaker, Simone Peterson, is the opposite of everything I just introduced. Simone is the epitome of somebody who operates at a local level, and in fact, right here in our backyard. In her role as the Neighborhood Services Specialist for the Manatee County Neighborhood Services Department, she acts as a liaison between the community and the government organization. They connect the dots between neighbors and the government. She's the editor-in-chief of a magazine that is distributed to over 4,000 residents here in the local community. Simone's stated goal is to get more people to realize that the answer to the community's questions don't lie in government, but in the community itself. And so we'll welcome Simone Peterson.
Okay, now before we get started with the presentation, it is on a 15-second timer, so we might want to pull that down for right now. But before I get started, again, Simone, Manatee County Government, right down the street here. And today I'm going to talk to you about Manatee County. I know that our previous speaker was saying that government moves at 3 miles per hour. Yes, but I think with Manatee County government and our surrounding local areas, I want to say we move about 8 miles per hour now, thanks to the things that we've been doing in the past year or two. So our problem here in Manatee County is that we're not retaining our local workforce. There's an issue of affordable, or a lack of affordable housing. Many people end up moving out of the area when they want to live here in beautiful Manatee County. So Manatee County said, okay, we're going to try and do something about this. So this is kind of like our innovation process, what we've done to try and make sure that we keep our young people here. So with that being said, we can go ahead and roll with this now. So innovation knows no borders. What that means for us is that, especially when I came into Manatee County government about 10 years ago, I was a senior in high school, and that was a buzzword back then, innovation, innovation. And at that time, there's so many things that it really could have meant. Typically, when I think of innovation, it's a device, a watch, the iPhone, something like that. But a person writing under the pseudonym Coverlet Meshing said innovation is so broadly defined that it has lost all meaning. So today, what we thought about in Manatee County government was that it's not necessarily a product or something you hold, but a process. It's not about the stuff, but about a way of thinking about bringing about change in a community. And with that being said, we first had to think about following our passion. For one, we wanted to make sure in our department that we had people who didn't want to work for a paycheck. These people will be able to do their jobs even if it was for free or they didn't get paid to do it, but fortunately, they have jobs where they can actually go out and do this. We also knew there's nothing new under the sun. So we took processes, we looked at other people, what they were doing in similar neighborhoods, and said, hey, well, what are you guys doing to keep your young people there? And so we looked at that, tweaked it for our division, for our community, and it works. I love this meme. I go to Walmart at 11 p.m. at night, and they always have just 2 registers open. I don't understand why, because I'm not the only one that goes to Walmart at 11 p.m. So they don't think about their customers. And for Manatee County government, our customers are our residents. So we had to make sure that, we listened to what they were saying, and more importantly, what they were not saying. So we decided to flip the script. We found out people are not coming to our meetings, our public hearings at 6 p.m. at night, at 9 a.m. in the morning. They're working. They're not able to participate. So what we decided to do was start off small, because we figured, okay, well, if we start off small and we perfect whatever we're doing now, it'll start a big explosion. It'll start creating synergies in different areas. And we also realized creativity. We do have a lot of creative people in government, but it's just like a to-do list. If you have a to-do list and you don't have any action behind it, you're not going to be checking things off that list. So you have to have action behind it as well. And I love teamwork, but I'm becoming more of a fan of collaboration now, because we need different people from different avenues, from different backgrounds, like Weimar with Sarasota Underground, working with Sarah and Stan with Spark Growth. Those key collaborations are very important. I love this so much because in government, we have taxpayer money. So we can't just invest money into any and everything. We have to make sure we take out as much risk as possible and then present it to our innovators or to our decision makers. In our meetings, our millennial meetings, we always say we're not going to argue about anything. If you have an idea, go out and test it. Let us know how it worked out there. We'll tweak it, and we'll go from there. But let's not waste time arguing about it. We're always leery when one of our commissioners say yes to anything that we say, especially when they don't ask any questions about it. That means they probably didn't read it all or they didn't really look at it. So we know now that if we have it's better to have a no and have questions so we can go back to the drawing board to work it out and see what we can come up with. I'm a poster child for asking for forgiveness, taking my licks, and moving on. Because anytime we try to ask for permission for things, it gets bogged down in the county attorney's office or the county commission. So we just get things started just by not asking for permission. No matter the age, background, location, education, or the abilities, our citizens are actually very innovative. They come from different walks of life. We have a lot of transplants from other areas that we tap into. I like to think I'm Leslie Knope because I deal with neighborhoods instead of parks and rec, but many times people think that government is just very boring and they just work at a snail's pace. And that's probably because, lawsuits, liabilities, things like that. But we do have a lot of innovative things that they are allowing us as employees to do. Millennial Con is one of those things, and I'll probably talk about that more for the panel discussion. But we're trying to get our local people engaged in government, say what they want, to try and keep them here. Night Challenge Foundation, or the Night Cities Challenge, is a great idea as far as trying to invest in those projects that are really risky. So we love it here locally because we qualify as one of the cities. So in general, we hold on to the vision, we try and trust the process. It gets mind-boggling sometimes, but it works out. At the end of the day, it's not a linear path, it's just a process. So there's my information there, and I'll look forward to talking more on the panel. There we go.